Yeah, I'm back. Okay, I think I got all my audio issues handled. I think we should be good. You guys, just let me know if y'all hear me clearly. If we're good to go. I wasn't gonna do the whole startup with the intro again. I didn't think that was necessary. Just fuck around, just jump on here, just do something quick. I want to get this. I wanted to do this quick anyway. I don't want to hold people up and have a discussion here, knowing that Raw is going to be coming on in about a little more than a half hour. I just want to make sure that you guys uh, wanted to just have some catch up that we were doing today, just catching up on some stuff. Make sure. Okay, now we good there. So, yeah. So, did you guys enjoy the eclipse today? Pretty. I missed it, of course. I usually miss a lot of things. Luckily for me, I was able to catch the earthquake. I was a part of that in our whole system of life. I was able to join in on the party for that. But the eclipse, not so much. I think everybody did in New York City. New York City had a big overcast, so you couldn't really get the feel and the sets for it. Nicholas, what's up, baby? What's going on? Yeah, what's good? What's good? Yeah, we had a big overcast, so we pretty much didn't get a full view. Some people from upstate and other parts of the country were able to get it. Us here, of course, we're always late to the party. That's just how we do it. Good evening, brother. What's going on? It's I'm hungover, but not in that bad way, like as of too much drinking. I'm hungover more from just everything wrestling these past few days. It was a lot. It was consuming, but in a good way, bro. Honestly, it was in a good way. Wrestling was so um presented in all levels and forms in such a positive and such a great magnitude. It's great to see that the fans and everybody came out alike to show love and give not only the flowers to the business but also the workers involved in it. And give big shout out to the workers, man, who everywhere from the indie scene to the top performers in the business were came out and showed improve in a big way, man. And Philly, man, Philly, you had me suspect for a minute, man, because yeah, the Hall of Fame introductions and inductions and such, and just that arena for that night, you guys were a bit disrespectful, man. But we got to work on that, bro. Because at the end of the day, if the crowd is gonna be like that, they're gonna end up taking it away from you guys. So for the best bet, if somebody's having a speech, let them talk, man. I mean, for real, for real. Uh, it was just like I said, it was just weird just to know that. Chrissy said Philly was amazing. I bet. Shit. I know the cheesecakes. I mean the cheesecakes and excuse me, the cheesesteaks, they pretty much was on call. Everybody went running up for them shits. I know that shit was like sold um to the max out there. Everybody had to go stop somewhere to get some Genos or Pats. Everybody went out there to go get that. I know that was on call. That was on site for everybody. But nonetheless, man, just a synopsis. Get your thoughts and ideas of this past weekend and your thoughts of Raw and such like that. I mean, what's gonna happen on Raw? House of Glory and GCW turned up. I bet they did. They sure enough did. It would have been cool to go to check those shows out, man. And anybody who did participate, like I said, man, you guys went out there and y'all did some big things for them, man. And I know the crowds out there definitely show love to the workers, man. Good, it's good. It's good for business. It's good for everybody to 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 be able to partake in this world that we have grown accustomed to and been a part of. Just to recap of what's going on. So, shout out to the Seneca. We had a good time on night one. Everybody who pulled up, you guys showed mad love. Mania Bingo was actually really fun. It was cool. Gonna have to do that again for upcoming events. It's the bingo part was actually interactive and people were involved. They were intrigued on how it was going to play out. And we got some good prizes and some winners out there for Mania Bingo and as well as the raffles too. Shout out to everybody who showed love on that day on night one on the Seneca. Night two pulled up to the Seneca as well, but it was just me and little brother AJ. Brother AJ pulled up with me. He and I just was chilling and kicking it at the bar, just watching it. And it's funny because although it's he and I that's there, we were like just so excited about what's going on in that night, and it just drew a lot of other patrons to be involved and watch. And they were like, "Wow, man, I haven't watched wrestling in years," and they're seeing what's going on and shit. And they're like, "Damn, it's gotten like this." I said, "Yeah, it's on the comeback, man. Wrestling has been on the comeback, man. It's crazy." Yeah, man. Yeah, the bingo was a blast. And my man Nick, he got the poutine, at the Seneca. He fell in love with the poutine. She was fire, man. They got good food there. Not for nothing. They really do. So yeah, the just a overview and thoughts about what happened from both nights and my thoughts just quickly because everybody else. I'm gonna have a lot of shows packed for this week. I want to do a lot more live streaming. These recordings are more for the live streams as opposed to what it would be for the recordings. This week's recording, we're saving it up for the third announcers table. That'll be their episode upcoming this week. So expect that uh, on all the podcasting outlets coming up really, really soon. But as for what I'm going to be doing for this week, everything's going to be on live streaming. Trying to get more in touch with using that platform a little bit more. And plus, I want to get you guys involved too. I want you guys to be more involved with the aspect of being able to interact here as well. It was it's more it's bringing me more in tune and connecting with the wrestling fan base this way. Sometimes I've been a little bit shying away from doing the social media live streaming blasting thing. But this time, this time around, I think we're gonna have to do a step up. Ever since we celebrated 7 years for Turnbuckle Tabloid here, I said, you know what? Let's do a little bit more with the listeners and get more of an interaction there. So, just let's just do a quick synopsis of my thoughts of and what your thoughts are for night one. First of all, for night one, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I thought for me that was going. It was leading up to being match of the night for me. Right off the rip, the curtain jerker. That was a fantastic opener for me. I thought everything leading up to it was just a I can't say it was lackluster, but they did put up steam a little bit more, and I was glad to see that was occurring. That they put more emphasis in that as well. Thought it was a great look for them. My boy Jack Collins chimes in and he's like, I haven't watched wrestling in years, and I've been following this Cody story for about a year, and watching him finish, it was super dope. Happy for him. But Samantha had me emotional. What? Yo, well, I'll get to that, man. Yo, for real. Like, we didn't get to hear it at the bar per se, but when I got home and I was listening, I was looking at the recaps and the different perspectives later on. And when I heard like the way that she made that announcement, I felt that. I definitely felt that shit. So yeah, just back to it. The Rhea and Becky, they the curtain jerker, they tore it down, man. Um Ladies, man, people may say I'm misogynistic when it comes to women's wrestling, but like I always say, when they do it right, they do it right. And I think for both nights, we saw what the ladies were able to do, what they were able to pull off. And it's a compliment to say that if you could wrestle that way, then you have a lot to aim for becoming a women's wrestler. Following that, we had the six pack tag team championship for the undisputed tag team titles. They called the audible a week prior to say that they were going to split the titles. Far be it for me to say that I called this. I predicted right off the bat. I had said it that we got our winners, A Town Down Under and Awesome Truth, pull out the wins here. And the match itself was fun, uh, nail biting. It had every element that you wanted to get into. It was crazy to see that even for his age, R Truth, who I believe was the oldest one in that match, was able to still pull off the stuff that he was able to do. And it was good to see, man, especially Awesome Truth and A Town down under getting some recognition there. It was a really, really fun match. Um yeah, it needed a split. Yeah, they need to split those titles, and I hope they give them new titles too because we're trying to see the nickels, the quarters. They need new titles there. Next, we had the LWO versus Legado de Fantasma. Another fun match. Um, to see Andrade to get that spot was fun. I thought there was a shocker that they pulled that off the night before, but at the same time, this was a good launching pad for him. And I think this is going to lead up to something where Carlito as well, that Carlito may defect or may just on a singles run and just, do something on his own. We always like to heal Carlito anyway, so maybe we could see that happen for him later on down the road. Next up, we get the Usos match. We get the Jay versus Jimmy. Probably for me, the biggest disappointment of the night. And I felt a lot of people thought the same way too. The Usos match didn't live up to the hype that we thought it was going to. I believe that match should have been better. I would have liked to have seen it booked with Rikishi, their dad, being involved in it. I thought that it was very, very AEW ish. Like, I don't know. Yeah, the super kick match. Yeah, right, Nick. It was just that. It just didn't it didn't resonate. Yeet. But they did pay it off later on night two. I guess they redeemed themselves with that. But my opinion was probably not the best match through night one. And by the way, night one's card looked more stacked than any. But in my opinion, I thought night two was the one that actually showed improve. But we'll get to that in a sec. We get Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi facing Damage Control. Fun match. It was Jade's debut. I think she held her own. We still haven't seen what it's going to be like for her as a singles as of yet, but can't take anything away from what she did in that ring. Once again, the women as well in that match showcase that they could work. I thought it was as long as we didn't get a bathroom break match so far, everything was it was that kind of looking to see how she's gonna grow and what's gonna spill over after Mania. What's gonna happen with that progression? I said the same thing. The kicking match, yeah, definitely. Um, hold on, but this Jade chick is built to be a champion. Well, she was somewhere else, and they didn't really utilize her well. And whatever training she got over there just didn't translate there. But over here, what the fan base is hoping to see that maybe that with the time and keeping her as not only the strong woman of the crew of the company, but also being able to work in the WWE pace helps her better as a performer. So uh, we'll see down the line for that. We then get the Sami Zayn Gunther match for the IC title, the redemption story, the underdog fighting from underneath. I thought that Gunther was gonna fucking just make mincemeat out of Sammy for a while. I would have expected that those chest chops would have been there a little bit more, but through it all, a good match. There was some that was just didn't understand the whole the how it was put together with Gunther, him going off the top rope, and I'm like, Gunther always does that. That's just part of his repertoire, especially when he comes to matches like this. Even when he was heavier, he would like to come off the top, and this helped to build Sammy's storyline. And for the finish that occurred, I think this helps to elevate Gunther to the main roster status now, and then we get to see what we could do with that mid card. That mid card has such opportunities now that Gunther's not so dominant, won't be the dominant force there anymore. We'll have Sammy, Dominic, Chad Gable, even Ivar for now, maybe Bronson Reed, Ricochet, JD McDonough. There's a lot there that can go with that division to help see how to make that IC title more make it the workers title again. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops afterwards. And then finally, we got the main event match from night one. We got the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth. Um, I right. So it was predictable. We knew that he was going to win. Bloodline was gonna win. We were gonna get Bloodline rules. The one aspect of the match that bothered me was the fucking the bright lights of the sponsorships. By the way, there was like a love hate relationship with the sponsorships this year. A lot of people said they weren't distracted by it. A lot of people were distracted by it. I took it as getting it more of a sports kind of feel. It's professional wrestling. They're leaning towards professional wrestling, but at the same time, you still want to have that sports element. And by the way, the camera work for this year's WrestleMania was phenomenal. Like it looked and presented beautifully. Like it was just great, 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 great. Cinematically, that Kevin Dunn era Bucky Beaver is gone. It's over. We're not seeing that anymore, bro. Like it's a whole new world thing for out here. Um, you think Roman's gonna leave wrestling for a bit? Being that leukemia came back. I don't know. Is that true? I don't know if that was actually confirmed that it did come back. But at the same time, I think that Roman leaving for a while, I think it is a good thing. And as a matter of fact, I have to say that kudos to him, man. He did a phenomenal job through the pandemic afterwards to be able to help to carry the company through thick and thin, through the worst time, being their champ, being able to showcase himself as the as a champion that he was, but at the same time, we finally got to see Roman in a light that we thought we would never see when he was in his days in the Shield and when they were feeding him lines. When you let him rip and let him be him, even in this match with Rock and Cody and Seth, it was just him being him and proving why he was the head of the table. And I thought that he did a phenomenal job with that. I thought it was great that what he did. They were definitely distracting. Just kept something was wedged in the corner with the red part. That bright light, it was just it fucking threw me off to the whole match. It was just annoying. Yeah, the thing. Other than that, we knew what was gonna happen. We saw what was gonna occur. I wanted to see what was going to be the play if they were gonna do the injury angle with Seth. They worked it into the next night, and that'll lead into what occurred on night two. Night two opened up with Drew McIntyre facing Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title, and I thought that Seth, another one who gets kudos as well, phenomenal job for what he had done with that belt for almost a year, and what he was able to do with putting together uh, such a dynamic that that couldn't be replicated with anybody else. Although he did get injured for a time being, and it kind of hurt what was going to be going down the line, but um, he was able to get it done, get the rehab. The addition of CM Punk coming back that added an element to that title chase as well. We get Drew McIntyre. Drew had gone leaps and bounds above what we knew Drew McIntyre for years. Like that was just amazing, amazing work. He did everything across the board the from the camera work. I mean, excuse me, the social media workings, being in front of the camera, on the mic. He worked that to I mean, religiously. It was crazy what he did, and I was happy to see he was able to win the title last night. Until, yeah, he was a little bit too focused on yeah, it was a little bit too focused on CM Punk as well. Okay, my brother, see you. Many blessings to you and your family, and got to get ready for my Huskies. Yeah, I know. Your national championship is on tonight. I think UConn's gonna win anyway. So it should be a good one. So good luck to your boys. Yeah. So Drew ended up. Uh, listen, that interaction between Punk and Drew was, if you were able to hear it, what they were saying back and forth to each other, it was so on Vince like this was like you could tell you get the same feeling, in the sense of what the new regime, the new era of WWE is. Hell, he tweeted during the match like he's like bored at work. Finally, we get what we saw, which is CM Punk getting involved after the match, after the banter, after the Triple H. You see, and it was because of that. Drew McIntyre did the cross chop, and Punk let it be known. He showed, hey, I could take this off, I could take this brace off, hit you with it, and we get the cash in. Cash in comes in, the crowd pops. I feel so good for this dude, Damian Priest, man. Like I if you knew where he came from early on in his career, indie shows, Punishment Martinez. He was a heavier set guy. He lost the weight. He trimmed down. He was in ROH for a while. He finally got a shot in NXT with WWE. He became Damian Priest. You know, the hard work, the dedication of what he put in, and then to finally be able to cash in and win a world title for WWE. First Puerto Rican champion since Pedro Morales. Boricua! And nothing says you're Puerto Rican than telling everybody that somebody else is Puerto Rican. That's what we do. You know they're Puerto Rican, right? That's why. All right, just want to let you know. Next up, we get the street fight. I actually thought that this was gonna be the bathroom break fight, but it was really good as well. Like, we have Bubba Ray Dudley pulls up. He's being a special guest referee. We're in Philly, might as well do it Philly's way, right? Those guys they were not taking it lightly with those kendo sticks, man. I think Angelo Dawkins took one in the face too, like a kendo stick. Like, it's crazy. It was just all around fun. To see the ladies get involved, go through the table and all that stuff. Hey, when in Philly, right? Got to do it Philly's way. So shout out to them. That was a great fight. We didn't get LA Knight versus AJ Styles. This was a build up, and at the same time, it's you could tell this is men fighting. This was a man fight. Did it showcase LA Knight a little bit more? Maybe, but it also shows that AJ is still the man. He's talking about that door is closing for him soon. I think he's going to be looking forward to playing video games and relaxing a little bit more. But even still, him coming in and just being able to work the way he works it's just, I mean, pun intended, it's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal. By the way, did you guys like the new theme song? I still said I have to let it grow on me. I have to let it fester for a little while. We then get Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens for the US title. Did you guys think that KSI was in the bottle as well? You thought it was, and then it ended up being Speed. Everybody was just like, everybody popped for that. And he took an RKO. That's the other thing too. Like, a lot of these guys are coming in, and you'll goof and say, why are they part of this? But at the same time, they're taking the and on a table too. Shit, that was sick. He took it on a table. Logan Paul retains here, but it was a great showing by all three men. I thought, little by little, Logan has become more of a not only an attraction, but a true legit a true legit wrestler in this business, man. He's getting it. He's understanding it. He's knowing he knows what it is when it comes to wrestling. He's starting to learn the science of it, and his ring work is good. Marco was good, baby. Shout out to our boy Marco in Mexico. Kevin should have won. Nah, I don't think so. I think Logan having the championship now puts a lot of eyes on the product. I'm telling you, when I'm at the bar and people were sitting there and they're going, Logan Paul's in wrestling? Like, they were shocked, and then they watch to see how good he is in the ring. That's the reason why you want to keep the title on him for a little bit longer. It's understandable. And maybe, just maybe, we could get a LA Knight match. We could finally get that up and running, man. We could see that. We could see Logan Paul and LA Knight. We'll get a title change. So we'll see that. Next up, we get Bayley versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. And I tell you, man, the only thing that bothered me, uh, right. Well, first of all, I just realized that Bailey had on turnbuckle tablet colors. Hey, girl, that's one. Number two, she was wearing, I guess a gear from a Yu-Gi-Oh card, I guess. And but the interest for me was very heelish. You know, being carried in. I thought it was very heelish, but okay. At the same time, I think that this match had a lot going on for it. There's a lot of the false finishes, the advances, the back and forth weighed heavy, and it worked for both women. And like I said, the women on display this past weekend did one hell of a job, and this match itself sold it. So Bailey gets the win here. And finally, we get to the main event: Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Universal Championship. And yeah, you had to expect that everything was going to get thrown in, right? We were going to get everything this night. We were going to get uh, the false finishes, the super finishers, the um, everybody getting thrown left and right. Jimmy and Jay finally redeeming themselves from the night before and pulling off a clean run in, taking a spear through the top of the ramp. Was, I mean, it was crazy. We get Solo Sokoa who interfered again. We get John Cena running. We get The Rock. We get everything down the line. Undertaker, then the gong hits, the pop, the crowd pops. Everything was just clicking on all cylinders until finally we get the moment that everyone's been waiting for. We get the Cody Rhodes win, and uh I think that the one thing that we were missing was Stone Cold. I think they didn't give him enough beer. They didn't send him enough beer, now I think he's on his IPAs. They didn't send him enough IPAs, but in any case, feel good moments. Samantha with her announcing Cody's win with such passion and emotion when that was there. The crowd popping. It didn't seem like that the night before that the crowd was really pro Cody, but on this night, it just pretty much cemented the deal that he's their white hot baby face. And going on from here on out, we'll see what the story entails. There's going to be a lot of intertwining, interchanging of programs. He's gonna see the best of the best coming at him, and it's gonna be fun to see how that goes. But other than that, guys, gonna wrap it up here for the live stream. Thank you guys for partaking. Tropical Tabloid. Download, subscribe, be a part of the vibe. Just a like, show love to our podcast and all our other social media outlets. We're almost at 900 at the group page. Come on, tell somebody to say, look, can you just add yourself on Turnbuckle Tabloid so they could get them to 900? I was rooting for Roman, but was still happy for Cody. The tribal chief will be back on top. I bet he is, man. Like I tell you, man, there's a lot to play with that bloodline storyline. There's a lot more that could come into play. There's a civil war that could occur if they wanted to do that. They could bring a new bloodline faction, get a dominance coming in. Showing that the family could be strong without Roman around. I think there's a lot they could do there, but we shall see. So, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Monday Night Raw is about to come on soon, so I don't want to miss that. There's a lot to do there. So, guys, I'm gonna be streaming in the next couple of days as well. So, keep your eyes out there. Put notifications on, so just make sure that you know that we're gonna be on and much more. So, guys, don't go. Well, go watch Raw, and I'll see you guys in a sec.